So week one is in the books, and I'm here to report on how things went with the vegan challenge for the 4 weeks that I've set out to do it. And this last week was pretty good. I'm gonna be upfront and honest with you and let you know that I did not stay completely vegan the entire time. What ended up happening was I did splurge a little bit, and I did eat some sushi, and I had some dessert, which included ice cream. So overall, my diet was probably 95% vegan. So not as good as I could have been, but hey, that's still an A. That's still an A by me. And it got me thinking why it's difficult to stay true to a diet, or to go vegan, or to exercise. And really, there's a lot of cultural and societal pressures. And it made me think of trends in different countries where veganism, vegetarianism is more or less common. So this week I wanted to dive into that, to learn a little bit more about veganism and see where it is most popular, least popular, and maybe some trends why, and also where it's growing the most. I'm curious to see how that factors into it as well. So I'm gonna dive into some numbers now, but overall, pretty good week. I'm feeling good. Really no issues. Everything feels kind of normal. The protein shakes are not something I typically look forward to unless I blend it up with a banana, but hey, that's a simple fix. But so far, so good. Week one down, and 3 more to go. Back chilling at my computer. Got some awesome websites pulled up to talk about. So let's get into it. Vegetarianism by country. Quick Google search led me to this Wikipedia page, and it's got some interesting data. And one of the first points that caught my attention was some countries have strong cultural or religious traditions that promote vegetarianism, such as India. All right, so obviously, or maybe not so obviously, the religion and cultural traditions in India are very promoting of a vegetarian lifestyle and even a vegan lifestyle. Coming down to this list, no surprise, at the top of the list, the most vegetarian and vegan country at 27% is India. Looking further down the list, we see that there's very low percentages everywhere else. United States 6%, Israel 5%, and at the lowest, Spain 0.2%. So this is the data that is being cited on Wikipedia. I'm sure there's more data out there, but this is a good generalization of what you can expect in occurrences of vegetarianism and veganism. So I wanted to look into India a little bit more as to why it's beyond the religious and cultural traditions. I wanted to see what else influenced it. So came across this article, not really too interested in the angle of the myth of the Indian vegetarian nation, but more interested in the data here in the article. What we got here is some factors of migration. When South Indians migrate to northern and central India, their food comes to stand in for all South Indian cuisine. This is similarly true for North Indians who migrate to other parts of the country. The reason I think this is interesting is because with all the migration, you have people sharing different ideas, different cuisines, different ways to prepare food and eat food. And that's kind of what the vegetarian and veganism movement rides on, is this word of mouth and trying something new. Another interesting piece of information is the burden of maintaining a tradition of vegetarianism falls disproportionately on the women, according to these doctors. And that's because the men eat outside their homes with greater moral impunity than women. So they take some more liberties in what they decide to eat. So some interesting information on the country of India. Wanted to look into some less vegan countries as well. came to this Huffington Post article, the least vegan countries to visit. First up on the list is France, and France, I don't think there's any data back here about it, but according to this article, French people won't really process what a vegan is. According to this article, they'll hand you a quiche that will have eggs, cheese, and butter. So they got the meat-free part right, but not the dairy. So this was an interesting list to go through. Eating red meat as an Argentinian is considered a God-given right, so some cultural beliefs there. And then the Philippines, they got kids about to dive into that pig. All kinds of different traditions and beliefs in all of these. So this was a fun list to peruse. I'd recommend looking into it to get a basic background of some other countries. And then I wanted to find out which country was growing in veganism the most. Now, I'm not sure if the US is the most, but according to riseofthevegan.com, it has grown 500% since 2014. So this was kind of a cool article. Talks about what the health, talks about a massive study that was conducted and 26% more likelihood of dying from 9 major diseases if you ate red meat. Talks about athletes, and it also talked about New York's largest dairy company ditching dairy and making completely plant-based milks. So check this one out, and was happy to find that this is the case. Elmhurst Dairy, milked almonds, milked hazelnuts, milked cashews. So awesome stuff. This just shows that there really are some other great options out there, and it's worth giving a shot regardless of your cultural backgrounds or beliefs. I really liked learning from all of these websites. So I hope this was useful for you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Share the video, like the video. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for following me on my journey. Let's learn together, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a good one.